Yeah, that's a great question. So the primary thing that makes Fairbanks such a great place, and this is true of all northern latitudes at the same latitude as Fairbanks, but we essentially tend to be right at that sweet spot where the magnetic field lines that carry the aurora, or the energy that creates the aurora, reconnect back into Earth's atmosphere. And so essentially from, say, you're talking Coldfoot to Fairbanks area, maybe a little bit further south, you're right under that oval where you can see the aurora, if it's clear and dark, over 200 nights a year.
Oh, wow.
So it's just simplicity. Honestly, you're in the best possible position where the aurora is actually happening. To see them down where you guys are in Anchorage, for example, it takes a stronger aurora activity level. You guys have got to have at least KP3 or higher to be able to see them on the horizon, and then KP5, which is what we start to consider storm level auroras, to see them overhead the way we do quite often. So global position. But that's true of like Yellowknife, Iceland, Sweden, Finland, Norway, places like that as well.
Right.
I will note that Fairbanks is also statistically one of the clearer sky locations within that area, because we're, a lot of the other places over in Europe are coastal, and so they tend to have more temperamental weather. Where traditionally we tend to have more clear skies. It hasn't been that way for the last couple of years, but normally it's pretty much you come for a week, you're almost guaranteed, not guaranteed, but almost guaranteed you're going to see northern lights.
Gotcha. I mean, is there also a smaller population, so you have less city lights in Fairbanks also?
Yes, that is true. However, that's an issue that several of us are advocating right now, because Fairbanks in the last, I think they changed out their lighting in the last 5 years to an LED light system, but they weren't conscious of the light pollution that it was putting off. And so we find ourselves in locations that we used to go all the time, with plenty dark skies, having lots of light pollution issues. I mean, we can get 80 miles away and still have some light pollution issues sometimes, depending on how the cloud is. So it used to be great for that, and it definitely would still be better than, say, Anchorage, right? A much more populous area, but it's not as fantastic or as little of an issue as you might suspect.
Man, that's insane. I would not have thought streetlights would be able to impact anything within like a couple miles, let alone like 80 miles away, possibly.
Yeah. Sadly, it made a huge difference.